Hello, so I'm giving a little springtime update, and I'm here with Boo, who wants attention. Hi, Boo Bear. It's the last day of March right now, and everything has either finished blooming or still blooming. And I'm just gonna look at all the fruit trees. I think this one's a apple tree. I'm not sure, but it's slowly growing. It actually has a lot of leaves on it this time. And if we go this way, this bundle of mess, I think this is a guava tree. It's still a little small. It's just a small bush right now. And on the other side of it, this is the artichoke. So this one right here is our fig tree. So this is one of several that we have. Well, these two peach trees are actually our oldest two. I believe this is the common freestone variety, so we can already see the small fruit right here. I believe 2 weeks ago this was like full of blooms, and I'm glad that this sudden cold weather hasn't stunted it. It's not supposed to freeze or anything, but it's in the upper 30s if anything, so we can see they're ready to go. This one has white flesh and will usually be ready before the other ones do, and this one also has the young fruit right there. And the leaves on this one is lighter than the others. So this one right here is our persimmon tree. So that's the persimmon buds. We actually only got one last year. I don't know why. There's enough buds on it in the springtime, and by the summertime there's only a few, and by the fall when it was ready we only managed to get one. So I hope this one does better. This is a really funky tree, and it's really tall this year, but it's okay. This one right here is our plum tree, which has gotten huge this year. This was like a little stump last year, and I already see the plums forming on this one. Now this tree was actually not on my radar last year, so by the time it fruited it was already too late, but I don't think it had very many. It's definitely full of them this year. So there's a little one right there. There we go. So I'll be watching this one very carefully. So this tree right here is pecan, I believe. It's very young tree. Here's the bud. I don't think these will even be big. Pecans actually don't do well where we are. They do well up the road from us, but down here I guess the soil isn't good, and we actually got rid of one of our pecan trees last year because we've had it for 9 years and hasn't done anything. So we'll just watch this one, see if it does anything. Here's our apples. I think it's gala apples, I believe. I'm not sure what's going on with this tree. It actually was blooming when it was winter time, so I don't think we're going to get anything. But I'm not very familiar with apples, so I don't see anything from here, but it's probably early. Not sure. As you can see, the flowers were there. We did actually get a few apples from it last year. They're small, about a few inches tall. We were glad to get anything out of it. Another fig. Yeah, we got a lot of figs last year. As you can see, this was already forming. Yeah, I won't be surprised these were the first ones to start blooming. So it explains why this one's so big. And we're going to go to our last tree to bloom, last peach tree to bloom. Like, as you can see, yeah, it still has some of the flowers on it. Look at this tree. It is a loquat that I actually started from seed, and that was probably 3 years ago. So this is, 3-year-old loquat tree. There we go. So I'm going to show you one of our persimmon trees. So I think it's slowly coming in, but it has finally come in. So there's that one. We have this one over here. Again, it's slowly coming in. Here we go. And this tree is actually does the traditional red pomegranate, red skin, and then red pulp and fruit. And the other one over here, that one does more of it's like orange red skin, and the inside is actually a little bit pink. So it's actually 2 varieties here. So yeah, these were left over from last year. We actually got a lot last year. They actually took off on us, and we lost quite a bit. Or, well, not say lost, but we had some rain spells and they burst open like this one did. Yeah, they just weren't intact as we'd expect them. And then this last one here is our oldest one. This one's actually, I call this one the pollinator because it has, these flowers on it. This one will have a lot of flowers before the other 2 will, and it doesn't produce any fruit. So I believe this one's the pollinator. So it just looks pretty, but it also will fertilize the other 2, which do bear fruit. Those 2 have always done that. Yeah, it's still early, like I mentioned, it's March 31st, so it's just the beginning of spring. Chickens, baby, how y'all doing? Hi, Red. Want to say hi? Yeah. You too, Blossom. Hi. Yeah. We go this way. We have our blackberries. So they're already starting to flower. So the blackberry flowers just starting to come out. And as you can see, once they're fertilized, they'll look like this. Now, yeah, we have quite a few little bushels, and they're all staked up. So anywhere you see a stake, that's where a plant is. In the Central Texas area, these actually grow wild along the roads, and I think that's where my dad actually got a few of these. I've mostly seen these in the eastern half or East Texas, but yeah, we do see some in our area in general too. Among this Hi, miss. Have our mulberry tree. I see that it's finally has fruit growing on it. So yeah, these weren't here last week when I looked at it. Getting ready, and these do attract a lot of birds. Good and a bad thing, because we don't really get to enjoy these. But this thing has taken off over the years. I believe my dad bought a tree, and it said one thing, but it turned out to be mulberry tree. But no, it's still here, so it's okay. And I'll show you this peach tree. This area used to be our compost, and one year we grew a peach tree, so that can happen. So this one, I don't remember seeing any fruit from this one last year, or I didn't pay attention. This one is kind of out of sight, out of mind, but I see it does have some fruit right there. Focus there. So looks like it does have a few on it this year, so I'll be watching this one. And again, it's a little cold out. Oh, but that's cold to be 62. That's cold. As I mentioned, it's March 31st. Spring is pretty much in session except for today. It's actually dropped down to the 60s and the 40s, but from now on out, it'll be springtime weather. So I'll do another update in a month or two, depending on what's growing, what's taking off. But the first thing we should expect this year would be either the plums or the mulberries, because the peaches won't be ready until late June into July, definitely July, and so will the pomegranate. We might start seeing the figs within a month or two. So I'll keep y'all updated. Even though it's almost springtime, it's still a little bit cold at night. So here's my little makeshift greenhouse. Under here is my tamarind tree. We have a few cold nights, so I'm just wrapping it up, just trap the warmth in. It's not supposed to freeze, but it'll stun any new growth that's trying to form on it. And so it's under here, and it was in the greenhouse until last week. So you can also look in. Don't want to open it all the way up. So here we have the ones in the pots are actually cherimoyas. I started those back in September. So they're about 6 months old now. And 2 weeks ago, I potted them. The thicker dark green, that is actually jackfruit. I started those at the beginning of the month, so they're just about a month old. They're still in their individual pots, so I'm gonna repot them in a little bit. These are some more jackfruit in the black pots. I repotted those 2 weeks ago, so they're doing pretty good. And right here, I believe I put these in here last week. Those are tamarinds. Yeah, they're looking okay. They're a little wonky because I had them in my indoor greenhouse in my apartment, so they weren't getting much light, but they're getting warmth and dispersed light while in here. And these two are waiting to go out. And of course my little thermometer, that's actually gotten lower. So let me close this up. Just waiting for the weather to stabilize. Not cold or anything. And just waiting for the weather to even out so I can take them all out and not have to worry about them getting cold or snapped or singed as some of them were. That's pretty much what I have in my greenhouse at the moment. It's a little cluttered, a little cramped, but but I'm going to continue on using it. this would work perfectly for starting plants, which I intend to do. There's a lot more to grow and a lot more to put in here.